Santa Cruz is an idyllic land of towering mountains, perfect surf, and awe-inspiring redwoods. It's a city that has a distinctly laid-back vibe that's been luring in both adventurous and hippie-type visitors and residents for decades. If you consider yourself a nature lover, Santa Cruz is practically made for you. Viewcation presents the best things to do in Santa Cruz, California. The Wharf. One of the most popular attractions in town, the Wharf also happens to be the West Coast's longest pier. The Wharf recently celebrated its 100th anniversary and is known for providing visitors with beautiful views of the coast. If you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a sea lion or two. Along the pier, you'll discover numerous dining establishments, the majority of which are highly recommended. Of course, many of these specialize in seafood. Be sure to try the fish and chips, a local staple. Just be on the lookout for hungry seagulls. The Santa Cruz Boardwalk. Adjacent to the Wharf, the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk is one of the most popular and iconic attractions in town. This must-visit attraction is home to the oldest amusement park in the state and is free to visit, although individual rides do require a small payment. While you won't find the high adrenaline thrill rides that you'll get at bigger amusement parks, there is a wooden coaster called the Giant Dipper and several other classic attractions that'll keep you amused. The Santa Cruz Boardwalk has been open since 1907. The seaside attraction provides a little something for visitors of all ages. From bowling to arcade games and county fair-style food items, a visit to the boardwalk should be high up on your itinerary. West Cliff Drive. Taking a scenic drive along the California coast is the kind of thing dreams are made of. The stretch of road along West Cliff Drive is an excellent example of the kind of serene scenery that this stretch of coastal highway is famous for. Throughout your drive, you'll see misty cliffs, lush foliage, and endless waves beckoning you to pull over and take a few snapshots. Take it slow as you explore West Cliff Drive. Be sure to stop at the various viewpoints while soaking in the fresh ocean air. It's one of the most beautiful places to visit in Santa Cruz. Surfing Museum. West Cliff Drive also provides visitors the opportunity to watch surfers doing their thing in the waves of what's known as Steamer Lane down below. If you're interested in learning a little more about the history of surfing, you can always take a moment to make a pit stop at the Santa Cruz Surfing Museum at Mark Abbott Memorial Lighthouse, which can be found at a place called Lighthouse Point. The museum is about a 15-minute walk from the pier, and it's home to all sorts of exhibits detailing the history of surfing from its ancient origins in the volcanic state of Hawaii to today. You'll also learn about the century or so of surfing history in Santa Cruz. Natural Bridges State Beach. If you enjoy a good sunset, taking pictures, and basking in natural beauty, this is one destination you should check out. If you keep going along West Cliff Drive for a few miles, you'll reach this excellent national park. The park comprises an area of about 65 acres, with the highlight being the natural bridge that juts out of the water. Typically, it's covered in birds. If you pause to look at it, you'll see species like cormorants and pelicans. Above the beach in the parking lot, you'll find a fantastic vantage point for catching a fiery sunset. Down at the beach, however, not only can you watch the sky deliver its colorful nightly show, but you'll also be able to see the park's namesake arch. Roaring Camp Railroads. One of the most interesting things to do near Santa Cruz is take a steam train ride through the Redwoods in the Santa Cruz Mountains. The tracks in the 19th century logging steam train that follows them were originally constructed to haul enormous redwood logs out of the mountains. The round trip takes about an hour and 15 minutes, and along the route you'll pass through Bear Mountain as the conductor tells the fascinating tale of the defunct Roaring Camp. It's great for riders of all ages. During the high season, you can even ride the steam train all the way to the boardwalk. Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. A visit to Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park is a great way to take a leisurely stroll through a 40-acre grove of looming redwoods. The tallest tree that calls the park its home is 277 feet tall. There's even a tree that's been hollowed out so you can step inside. The Redwood Grove is just a small part of a much larger park that spans 4,600 acres. Park guests can participate in activities like horseback riding, hiking, swimming, picnicking, and camping. One of the standout spots is known as the Garden of Eden. Here, you'll find a natural swimming hole nestled between the trees. Seymour Marine Discovery Center. Located at the University of California, Santa Cruz, the Seymour Marine Discovery Center is a large indoor and outdoor natural science complex and museum. One of the center's most prominent features is an aquarium that has tanks that house sea creatures like jellyfish, rockfish, and sharks. Outside, you can see well-preserved skeletons of a gray and blue whale. You can also explore 45 acres of pristine California coastal ecosystems. Wilder Ranch State Park. Located due west of downtown Santa Cruz, Wilder Ranch State Park is a 19th century dairy ranch that's home to a quaint Victorian homestead as well as a water-powered machine shop. Of course, both of these attractions are open for tours. Visitors looking to stretch their legs can take a hike on the property's tapestry of trails. There are more than 35 miles of trails to explore that traverse the Santa Cruz Mountain and line the area's coastal bluffs. The farmers markets. Santa Cruz is home to 5 different farmers markets, each showcasing the region's best produce, prepared food items, and craft goods. Recent visitors have described the farmers markets as having a distinctly health-conscious hippie vibe. From fresh bone broth to free-range meats and organic vegetables, if you're someone always in search of the highest quality and most ethical ingredients, these markets should be right up your alley. Historic downtown. Downtown Santa Cruz is a great place to spend an afternoon exploring local shops, cafes, boutiques, and restaurants. For a decent cup of coffee, check out Lulu Carpenter's or Verve. For a bite to eat, we recommend checking out Abbott Square Market. This bustling and vibrant marketplace has several wonderful food outlets as well as a popular cocktail bar. As for shops, noteworthy stops include the Homeless Garden Project, Wallflower Boutique, Alm Gallery, and Nectar Creations. There are also a few popular chain stores like Urban Outfitters and Free People. The Mystery Spot. While some have labeled it a tourist trap, the Santa Cruz Mystery Spot bills itself as a gravitational anomaly where the laws of physics have gone askew. Regardless of your take on it, this quirky optical illusion can provide an entertaining way to spend an hour or so while snapping a few mind-bending photos of your friends in midair. Berry Creek Falls. Berry Creek Falls Trail at Big Basin State Park offers outdoorsy types one of the most beautiful hikes in Santa Cruz County. There are more than 80 miles of trails and quite a few waterfalls to see, including the namesake Berry Creek Falls. To reach the locale, you'll need to commit to an 11-mile round-trip trek that climbs 1,000 feet, so it's not an attraction for the faint of heart. Big Basin is the state's oldest park, and a few of the redwoods that call it home are said to be more than 2,000 years old. The Del Mar Theater. This classic American theater was originally built as a vaudeville theater in 1936. These days, it's one of the best places in town to catch a movie. To get the full-on retro experience, try to catch a showing on the main screen. It has an unusual snack bar that includes nutritional yeast as a popcorn topping. The Bigfoot Museum. For years, Santa Cruz and the surrounding forest has been subject to countless rumors pertaining to the elusive and legendary primate. At this unique museum, visitors can get the full scoop on the mysterious cryptid that supposedly calls the Santa Cruz Mountains its home. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever been to Santa Cruz before? If so, did we miss any of your favorites? And if not, do you think you'll ever get there? Let us know in the comments section below.